There's Anna having fun again because she's such a fun person. Anna and I are working in partnership to record the meeting of the Special Rapporteur from the United Nations, who is going to be giving a speech here in front of the Trinity Church about homelessness. So you'll be able to see the information that we collect today and the meetings that we're going to be having tomorrow on my blog.
Nice.
We're here in front of the Trinity Church, where today there is going to be a speech by the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the right to housing. The Trinity Church is in Trinity Square, right behind the Eaton Center in downtown Toronto. The church. This is a hand-painted ceiling. And people are starting to arrive now. There's a lot of interest here today. We've had a good turnout, even in spite of the rain.
Welcome you all on behalf of the board of the Wellesley Institute, this Housing Rights Forum. I would particularly like to welcome Miloon Katari, the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the right to adequate housing, and Barbara Hall, Chief Commissioner of the Ontario Human Rights Commission. Given the lineup of those making presentations at this forum and the interest and opportunity of those here to add their opinions and perspectives, I am sure, Miloon, that you will hear much to report. The Wellesley Institute has as our mission the promotion of the health of people in urban communities, starting with a focus on Southeast Toronto. Our vision is to be a leader and catalyst for enhancing the wellness and health of people in urban communities, and for that knowledge to be available to all and be useful to all. Guide our efforts, we do our work through the lens of three of the social determinants of health, specifically income and its distribution, housing and homelessness, and social exclusion. Almost exactly 1 year ago, given the impact of housing and homelessness on health, we launched the Blueprint to End Homelessness. Many of you, I am sure, and I recognize, were either at that launch or have seen and read the blueprint. As you may know, the blueprint is in wide circulation. Given our focus on urban health, this is a major issue for us, one that we are engaged in with the community, various levels of government, and those involved in reducing homelessness and its impact. Many of whom are here tonight to share perspectives with you in the meeting. Once again, we are delighted to host this evening on this very difficult but very important issue. Let's get started. Michael?
My name is Michael Shapcott. I work at the Wellesley Institute. I want to just sketch out a little bit about this evening and why this evening is so special, but also mention a little bit about the fact-finding mission of the rapporteur, Miloon Katari, and Miloon will also be speaking in a moment and will share some of his experiences in terms of his tour of Canada. The fact-finding tour started in early October. It started in Montreal, and Miloon has visited Montreal, Edmonton, Vancouver, Ottawa, and Toronto. And he's visited both urban areas and also Aboriginal communities in those areas in order to get a sense of some key issues, key concerns that the United Nations is very interested in terms of Canada. Issues regarding women in housing, issues regarding Aboriginal people in housing, issues regarding homelessness, and the social impact of the Vancouver Olympics. Today is very special because it's a public forum. We've invited everyone in Toronto to come. Miloon has been meeting throughout his tour with government officials at the federal, provincial, municipal level, and he's also been meeting with what the United Nations calls civil society. Tonight we'll hear from some opening comments from Miloon Katari about his fact-finding mission and about his role as Special Rapporteur. We'll also hear from Barbara Hall, who's the Chief Commissioner of the Ontario Human Rights Commission. And we were very delighted when the Human Rights Commission this summer launched a consultation on housing rights here in Ontario, and I believe it's the first time that's been done in Canada by Human Rights Commission. We thought that was very, very important, and Barbara will speak a bit about that. And the process hasn't been completed yet in terms of that work, but she'll bring us up to date. We'll have, I'd like to introduce Miloon Katari. He was appointed as the United Nations Special Rapporteur on the right to adequate housing by the UN in the year 2000 and has made a number of fact-finding missions around the world, investigating a number of issues. This is his first official fact-finding mission to Canada, and we're delighted he's here, of course. Unfortunately, he's here. That's the other thing to say, because he's here because there are serious concerns about housing and homelessness. So I'd like to introduce Miloon Katari and ask him to share a bit with us this evening.
So I'm here, as Mikey mentioned, on a fact-finding mission at the invitation of the Canadian government, surprisingly, to look at the housing and living conditions all over Canada. Let me first explain not so much who I am, but what is my position in the UN. I am a Special Rapporteur with the United Nations Human Rights Council. Some of you may have heard of the UN Human Rights Commission, which was transformed last year into the UN Human Rights Council. The Council is an intergovernmental body it's the highest policy-making body in the UN on human rights, and Canada is a member of the Council. And the Council has had for some time now special rapporteurs. We go by different names, special procedures, special mechanisms. These are independent people in an honorary position who are living all over the world, looking at specific dimensions of human rights that the Council has determined require global attention. In the year 2000, based on a lot of information that the Council had received from around the world, primarily from civil society, the Council adopted a resolution asking for the appointment of a Special Rapporteur on adequate housing and the first Rapporteur in this mandate. We have three principal functions. The first one is a global mandate. First one is an investigative function where we have to carry out country missions, such as the one I'm on right now, and prepare country reports which go for the Council. Second is we prepare annual reports. We look at specific obstacles to the realization of the rights that we are dealing with. So, for example, I have done thematic reports in the last years on forced evictions, on homelessness, on the impact of global economic policies and privatization on housing and land rights, and a number of other issues. We also have a communication function where we correspond with urgent actions and policy communications with governments on specific evictions and other cases in my mandate. And we have a collaborative function where we develop relations with civil society and UN agencies. So I'm often also traveling to countries to attend conferences and to work with civil society in developing national or recommendations, national policy